Our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. Relationships are based on four principles: respect, understanding, acceptance, and appreciation. It's easy to stand with the crowd. It takes courage to stand alone. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Strength does not come from winning. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. Seek not greater wealth, but simpler pleasure, not higher fortune, but deeper felicity. There are 2 days in the year that we cannot do anything, yesterday and tomorrow. There is a sufficiency in the world for man's need, but not for man's greed. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love. It is the prerogative of the brave. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Each night, when I go to sleep, I die. And the next morning, when I wake up, I am reborn. Look at the sparrows. They do not know what they will do in the next moment. Let us literally live from moment to moment. Gentleness, self-sacrifice, and generosity are the exclusive possession of no one race or religion. Do not judge others. Be your own judge and you will be truly happy. If you try to judge others, you are likely to burn your fingers. There is nothing that wastes the body like worry, and one who has any faith in God should be ashamed to worry about anything whatsoever. A no uttered from deepest conviction is better and greater than a yes merely uttered to please, or what is worse, to avoid trouble. Knowledge gained through experience is far superior and many times more useful than bookish knowledge. A man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks, he becomes. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. They cannot take away our self-respect if we do not give it to them. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. No man loses his freedom except through his own weakness. My faith is brightest in the midst of impenetrable darkness. The law of love could be best understood and learned through little children. Truth without humility would be an arrogant caricature. That service is the noblest which is rendered for its own sake. Your action expresses your priorities. Even if the paradise of material satisfaction, which they envisage as their final goal, were realized on earth, it would not bring mankind either contentment or peace. To believe in something, and not to live it, is dishonest. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. When there is war, the poet lays down the lyre, the lawyer his law reports, the schoolboy his books. I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people. The real love is to love those that hate you, to love your neighbor even though you distrust him. Truth is by nature self-evident. As soon as you remove the cobwebs of ignorance that surround it, it shines clear. It is unwise to be too sure of one's own wisdom. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. You can chain me, you can torture me, you can even destroy this body, but you will never imprison my mind. A small group of determined and like-minded people can change the course of history. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. It is the quality of our work which will please God and not the quantity. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. Man becomes great exactly in the degree in which he works for the welfare of his fellow men. When you are right, you have no need to be angry. When you are wrong, you have no right to be angry. Nothing has saddened me so much in life as the hardness of heart of educated people. If we want to reach real peace in this world, we should start educating children. The only tyrant I accept in this world is the still voice within. The true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. Our ability to reach unity in diversity will be the beauty and the test of our civilization. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. A person who is worried about the outcome of his work does not see his goal. He sees only his opposition and the obstacles before him. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. Life is but an endless series of experiments. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. It's not too late at all. You just don't yet know what you are capable of. A man who was completely innocent offered himself as a sacrifice for the good of others, including his enemies, and became the ransom of the world. It was a perfect act. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Whenever you have truth, it must be given with love, or the message and the messenger will be rejected. There is no school equal to a decent home and no teacher equal to a virtuous parent. Silence becomes cowardice when occasion demands speaking out the whole truth and acting accordingly. Every home is a university and the parents are the teachers. Prayer is a confession of one's own unworthiness and weakness. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. It is better to allow our lives to speak for us than our words. Healthy discontent is the prelude to progress.